We've got somebody in studio who's going to help us out with a few different things as we gear up for the holiday season, the changes of seasons, how we want to give back. So Holly Baker with the Red Cross, thanks so much for coming on the Jen Weigel Show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
So tell me this, Holly. There's a lot of people who don't really know what the Red Cross does. You know, where do you help? So start off with that. Oh, my gosh, I just realized you're wearing a Red Cross shirt. Do you, always have to wear your shirt? Do you ever wear normal clothes? I'm kidding. It looks good on you.
Oh, thank you.
You're just representing.
I try.
So what does the Red Cross do exactly? Fill in the blanks for the listeners.
So usually when people think of the Red Cross, they usually think of blood drives and hurricanes.
Right.
Which are two huge things that we do. But we actually do so much more than that. And one of the main things that we do, led by our volunteer workforce, is respond to home fires, which is the most common disaster, which a lot of people don't really realize. But we respond to 64,000 disasters every year, most of them being home fires.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
So let's get people prepared for the winter, and how can we make sure they stay safe?
Absolutely. I mean, even today I walked outside in what I would consider a lighter jacket and was like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. So as the temperatures drop and people start to turn the heat back on, start thinking about heating their homes, there's a lot of things you can do to help prepare yourself in the event of a fire and really try to avoid it completely.
Okay.
So one of the things is if you have to use a space heater of any kind, you want to make sure it's on a surface that's not a carpet or a rug or anything, a non-flammable surface, and 3 feet away from pretty much everything else. And ideally, you would have one that could have an automatic shut-off if it were to fall over. And, of course, you want to turn it off when you go to sleep or leave your home. Absolutely.
So many people sleep with the space heaters on. And that's one of the biggest. I have a friend who's a fireman, and he says that's one of the biggest causes of home fires in the winter.
Right, absolutely. You want to really make sure that you don't sleep with it on. And also, if you're going to use a chimney or a fireplace, just make sure it's inspected and cleaned regularly by a professional.
Is that a pretty common thing where there's a fire within the chimney, in the walls of the chimney probably?
Yeah, there's so many different causes of fires, and firemen might actually have more insight into what causes all those fires, but we will be there to help people no matter what happens in the event that their home is on fire.
Okay, and then let's talk about all of the other things in the house other than the space heaters they need to be wary of.
Yeah, so if you want to make sure you plug your power cords for heaters and things directly into an outlet and never use the extension cord for something like that.
Okay.
And you don't want to use a cooking range or an oven to be your main source of heat for your home.
Right.
So if you really, candles, I definitely want to mention candles. Be really careful where you put them, be aware of them, and of course when you go out, blow out, because candles, you just can be very dangerous as an open flame in your home.
Excellent. Okay, so there's that. Now we're coming up on the holidays, and what if people want to assist? You say you work with, a lot of volunteers. Do you have room for more? Do you always have room for more at the Red Cross?
We always have room for more volunteers. There are so many different types of opportunities for people. There's really something for everybody, whether you can volunteer one time, one day for a few hours at an event, or whether you want to make it a regular thing and come help us out on a regular basis. There is room for you at the Red Cross. So during the holidays, people want to give back. They're feeling very generous. There are lots of things you can do. You can sign up to be one of our volunteers at redcross.org. And if you don't have room in your schedule for that, you can always donate blood. We have lots of blood drives coming up this holiday season, which is very important because in the winter, the need tends to be greater because donors tend to decrease as they get busy with their own holiday plans.
Do people have to plan ahead for that, or can they just show up and give blood?
You can definitely just show up and give blood, but you'll have a better experience if you make an appointment to donate blood.
So that's, interestingly, every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, there's a bunch of us who find themselves to be like a Thanksgiving orphan or a Christmas Eve orphan, and we want to do something, and it's too late. You can't just show up at a soup kitchen because they're like, sorry, we have a vetting process.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, you can't serve soup today because we have to make sure you're not a criminal. I get it.
You're like, I'm trying to help.
So what can people do as they're preparing, Holly, for this? How can they make sure that they dot their I's and cross their T's? What do they need to do to be able to volunteer in time for those big holidays? Yeah,
I would absolutely log on right away to redcross.org, and you can look through our volunteer roles. And
like what kind of things?
Fits you. Yeah, so it's everything from events, which can be helping to plan events, or if maybe you have great organizational skills, you can be one of our disaster action team members, which are the volunteers that literally go to fires and stand right alongside firemen and help people who are standing on their front lawns watching their homes go up in flames. So it's a really important, impactful job. Of course, that's not for everybody. So we have lots of roles, whether they're organizational, administrative. You can help out with our veterans program. We have a lot of people who like that type of job, and there's just lots to do with the Red Cross.
Okay, I got a text here from 847. Can you please ask what percentage of my donation would actually go to the cause instead of administrative costs? I have always been burned in the past with administrative costs, and I feel a little disgruntled. Okay.
Yeah. That is a great question. And at the Red Cross, we are absolutely proud to tell you that 90 cents of every dollar goes directly back into our humanitarian services and mission. So you can give to the Red Cross a financial gift. That's a great way to give back, especially during the holidays. And you can know that 90 cents of every dollar is going right back into the mission.
So there's not a current hurricane, but people think just because we're not hearing about what's going on in the news that everything's just fine in the Bahamas or what have you. Tell me the latest, Holly, with what's still going on with the recovery and what the Red Cross is doing with that recovery.
So we have people on the ground in the Bahamas right now who are helping out. It's a joint effort because Hurricane Dorian was a devastating hurricane, and the Bahamas is, it's not part of the United States. So we're working with the Bahamas Red Cross as well as the Red Cross Federation, the international organization, to provide comfort to people. We're providing direct assistance. We're helping them out with communication because so much of those islands have been destroyed that it's been really hard for a lot of people. Things as simple as school supplies. Like there are families there that are starting from scratch. So we're helping them figure out those next steps. We're assisting them in finding new homes. And we're also just kind of helping to be that guiding light in this really confusing time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there a way that people can still help out down there? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
If people go to redcross.org?
Yeah, if you go to redcross.org and make that financial gift, you can feel good knowing that it's going to go right to the people who need it most, whether it's in the Bahamas or right here in Chicago, in the Chicago area.
Okay, fantastic. Redcross.org. So make sure you get your house safe. All right, you know what you do with your space heaters. You know what you do with those extension cords. Don't use them with your space heaters. And then, of course, you can get ready and help. And then when is the next blood drive for people to donate blood?
Yeah, so we have blood drives all over the city all the time. We actually have one... We actually have a blood drive coming up tomorrow at our Red Cross office.
So Friday, October 25th at the Red Cross office, which is where, Holly?
It's in the Illinois Medical District. Now, it's if you go online and there are no appointments available tomorrow, you can find another drive, maybe the one that's even closer to you, just by typing in your zip code. So definitely check out blood drives at redcrossblood.org.
Okay, redcrossblood.org. Where's the medical district? Is that right here in Streeterville?
It's kind of on the west side.
Oh, okay.
By UIC.
Okay, got it. I just never heard it referred like that. Okay, very cool. All right, people, go, donate, make a difference. Know that 90 cents of every dollar goes to the cause. And what else, Holly?
And one more thing that's so important that I want people to know how to keep your home safe this winter is to make sure your smoke alarms are working and that you have smoke alarms that work in your home. Because a lot of people think they have 15 minutes or more to get out of a home fire. A recent survey that we did showed that people thought that they had all this time when in reality you have 2 minutes or less. And that smoke alarm can really... it can save your life. So definitely make sure you have working smoke alarms. And if you don't, we would be happy to come to your home and install them for free. And you can sign up to get one at getasmokealarm.org.
What about CO2?
Carbon monoxide, it's a really dangerous thing. It's colorless, odorless. It's referred to as a silent killer. So
we got to get those monitors checked too.
Exactly. Have them checked. Make sure you have those in your house as well. And even when it goes off, you always want to treat it like the real thing and get outside and have it checked and have your home checked and treat it like it's the real thing. And if you're ever not sure, call 911.
So this actually happened. I was just sitting at my desk and I was on my computer. I was doing work, and all of a sudden my carbon monoxide detector went off.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm thinking it's the silent killer. Am I going to make it down the stairs? So I ran outside. I called 10 minutes, not even later, 7 of the cutest guys I've ever seen showed up down my driveway. And of course I was in like no makeup and yoga pants, and I just got from the gym, like whatever. It is what it is. So they came in and they searched the premises, and they had this stick, like this wand, to detect the gas. And it was coming, so get this, it was coming from a sewer right outside my window. There was something that was emanating, like, there was gas coming from the sewer that was coming into my window that came in and set off my detector.
Wow.
That really happened. So that means that somebody had released something into the sewer that they weren't supposed to. Then it set off for this much bigger investigation. But I was just relieved to know that my carbon monoxide detector was working. So that's another thing. If you're listening and you don't even know if you have one, then you don't have one.
Right.
Because it's a very different device. You can plug them right into the socket, right in the wall. You don't, have to they have batteries too. If the power goes out, you can make sure that the battery is working. But get your CO2 detectors as well as your fire alarms. I know my fire alarm is working because I burnt chicken tonight and everybody on the block knew it because the alarm went off. But how often do you have to change your batteries?
Well, if you have smoke alarms that are newer, or if you have one that's installed by the Red Cross, it is a 10-year lithium battery, so you don't really need to worry about it once it's installed.
Wait a minute. I didn't know the Red Cross installed these 10-year.
We are going to install it for you. Yeah, if you don't have a smoke alarm, our volunteers will come to your house and make sure they will get up on a ladder, whatever they need to do, and install it, and they'll make sure it's working so that you can go to sleep every night knowing that you are safe with your smoke alarm.
And it works for 10 years.
10 years, yep.
So how much is that going to run somebody if they go to redcross.org and get their fire alarms from you?
That's the thing. We do it absolutely free. So it's really great. Go on our website, getaSmokeAlarm.org, and we will be out in your neighborhood soon. We're actually going to be in McChesney Park, which is in the Rockford area this weekend, and we're also going to be in Naperville, and we've got more events coming up. So if you don't have a smoke alarm, don't wait. Go online, and we'll be there soon.
Okay, so that's brilliant. So right now, anybody listening, you have no excuse because there's no cost. Right. They're coming to you.
Right.
Now, and it's not like there's a 2-year wait.
No.
You guys make the rounds to the neighborhoods, right, Holly?
We will do that. We'll get to you. And it's part of our home fire campaign, to encourage people to have those working smoke alarms and practice those escape plans to get out of your house. And in the past few years, since we've really got going with this, it's saved over 600 lives. So it's really an incredible thing, and it's an easy thing you can do in your home.
Another thing, too, if you're a renter out there, I have been a renter as well, and there was no other secondary exit in my home. So there was one way in and one way out. There was just one stairwell, one door. There was no other, and I was on the second floor. So if for some reason that stairway was obstructed, basically my landlord didn't care. And I didn't know this until I had this friend who was a firefighter. So he told me that I needed to get a rope off of one of my other windows so that there would be an access for me to go were there a fire in the stairwell. You don't think of these things.
Right. It's definitely something that you want to have planned for in advance and have knowledge of how to get out of your home multiple ways. And you want to have that knowledge right in your head. You don't want to have to think about it in an emergency. You want to be able to just get out. It's an escape plan that you've practiced.
Right.
So that's why we encourage people to get those smoke alarms. We have these escape plans. They're like little laminated, boards that you can use on a dry erase board and put on your fridge. So it's an escape plan you can look at every day, and then in the event that you need it, you'll be able to escape.
So that's a great activity for those who are listening who have kids and you have a family. If you have an escape plan and you've got it posted in the kitchen or posted in the hallway, and it's a dry erase board and doing the drills. I remember as a kid we did that once when I was 8. And I thought, okay, well, good thing we never had a fire because we never did it again. And it was just because there was an awareness thing. They came to the school. Right. I had no idea, Holly, that you guys offered so many incredible services. So what's that free fire alarm again? GetASmokeAlarm.com?
GetASmokeAlarm.org.
.org. Okay. GetASmokeAlarm.org or redcross.org for all of your fire alarm. And, of course, then the other thing, please go out, donate blood if you can. Tomorrow, October 25th, it's not too late. And there's a tab on the website, Holly, for that?
Yep, or you just type in your zip code and the nearest upcoming drives will pop right up. You can pick a time, make an appointment, and we will see you there.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much, Holly, from the Red Cross for doing all that you do. And you can wear that shirt anytime because it looks good on you. You got to represent.
Yeah, I'm representing.
Everywhere you go. We're going to take a picture of it. We're going to put it on the WLS Facebook page so everyone can see Holly representing her Red Cross. and that's all good. This is the Jen Weigel Show.